Let her rip. 13th letter to the cipher. Once again, and I want to welcome all of the fans and viewers that's out there in cyberspace land. Okay, it's your brother once again, and I tell you, it is a burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn. Or you can go fire, do, 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 do. Or what's the other one? I'm on fire. I'm on fire. Well, no need for me to introduce that, okay? The Notre Dame, the famous Notre Dame Church in Paris is burning down to the ground. That's right. I mean, it has been a horrific couple of months with churches on fires and mosques being blown up and people being killed in mosques. And all of these, once again, are religious figures or religious places, so to say. And Jesus Christ, Jehovah, Yahweh, and Allah could not defend themselves and their worshipers. I'm just saying. But Notre Dame, just to give you a couple of brief facts about it, almost took 200 years, for it to get erected. It started in what, 1163, and almost 200 years. It was almost finished. So that's what 1385, something like that. But anyway, besides that church being the seat for the Archbishop in Paris, that church has some significant meaning. And the significant meaning that I'm talking about is the little raping of boys. The little raping of boys that took place in that cathedral. People are mourning. They say that around 13 million people come and view that place every year as tourists. And no one seems to care about the gargoyles that sits on top of the church. Now, I'm not crazy or anything like that, but if I'm not mistaken, gargoyles represents demons, don't they? So you got this church of God, but you got demons on top of the church. No wonder it's falling. It's sad. Catholicism is ending. If you claim to be a Catholic today in 2019, I must say that you are maladjusted. Seriously. And just think, they say that it's under investigation of why it's burning. Well, I can tell you one good reason why. Insurance money. Okay. They say that the church is crumbling to pieces. Okay. You touch the limestone, it's crumbling. You know what I'm saying? Makes me not feel bad about it being burned down. Think about all of the little boys that was raped in that church. You think about that. And God knows what else took place in that church or what's underneath that church. Like there's things underneath Vatican City. I'm just saying, if that's the seat of the Archbishop in Paris, and that is the second famous building in Paris besides Eiffel Tower, you tell me. I'm sure there's secrets to the Eiffel Tower too. Just haven't investigated it yet. Okay. What else took place there? King Henry VI of England was crowned there in 1431. Napoleon was crowned emperor there in 1804. But prior to that, it was a young girl. She was a poor girl who goes by the name of Joan of Arc. And Joan of Arc actually fought with France against England and actually won and helped put King Charles VII in his seat of crownship. Yeah. And to be exact about the church dates, that would be 1163 through 1345, of course, AD. Okay. But Joan of Arc was burned to the stake there at Notre Dame, or as they would say, Notre Dame. Okay. She was burned at the stake for heresy. After the fact, she helped France defeat the English. Okay. And in 1909, the Pope, whoever the 10th Pope was, Pope Pius X, he changed that being burned and staked to death at Notre Dame into something beautiful. She became a martyr. And it's sad. She had to die to be a martyr. Do you see what the Roman Catholic Church do? Roman plus Catholic equals kills. I'm just saying, when have you ever known Romans not to kill? When have you ever known Catholics not to kill? They've killed millions of people in the name of God, knowing that they were the God, okay? And had all of the silly people fooled, which were mainly poor people and uneducated people. But then again, I'll go with the education, because you got some educated people here today that are still fools and still don't know and still walk around with PTSD, post-traumatic slave disorder. Exactly. Okay. Like I said, if you don't do your thinking, someone will do your thinking for you. Okay. Next hot topic: euthanasia. Anybody know what that means? Euthanasia. Euthanasia is a suicide form that they are practicing right now in a couple of states. Now, euthanasia, like I said, is a suicide form that is prescribed for terminally ill patients who have 6 months or less to die or to live. Okay. And those states that are already allowing euthanasia as a way to kill oneself in a terminally ill state would be DC, Oregon, Colorado, California, Vermont, and Washington State. And 19 states, according to CNN, 19 states are soon to follow. Oh, I forgot. Hawaii is in there too. Okay. So if you know somebody that's ready to die and they terminally ill, take them to one of those states. Okay. But think about it. Think about it. They call this physician-assisted suicide. And it comes in the form of pills. And it is prescribed by physicians. And they tell you how to take them, when to take them, so you can expect when to die. And it's legal in those states that I just mentioned. Like I said, DC, Colorado, Vermont, Hawaii, California, and Washington State. Okay. And like I say, 19 are soon to follow. Now, there was this wacky doctor or we would call him Quack Doctor, and his name was Dr. Jack Kevorkian. And in 1999, they convicted that man for the very same things that they have legally made available or made it a law to do. They arrest him, send him to prison for helping people commit suicide so that they would not have to deal with the pain of dying in, terminally ill circumstances. Well, now you have states that it is a law that they can be physician assisted suicide. And this is what Dr. Kevorkian was doing. But they arrested him. And you all allowed him to get arrested, but yet voted for the same thing to take place in those states with states that are to follow. Get your money on Jack Kevorkian. That's all I'm saying. He got out of prison in 2007, though. They gave him like 10 to 15 years, and he got out early, moderate inmate, et cetera, et cetera. When he really didn't do anything wrong, because if he would have did anything wrong, they would not have made it laws in these states and states that are to come. So if I was Kevorkian, I'd be getting that loot, okay? What do you think about that, though? I mean, if you have a grandmother or an aunt or a relative that may be terminally ill, what do you do? I just say give them some weed, okay? And hey, it's better than suicide. But then again, you have some people who are very independent and don't want people taking care of them in that fashion, whereas they can't use the bathroom by themselves. They can't clean themselves after using the bathroom, or they can't cook for themselves. They can't clean for themselves. Sometimes it just becomes overwhelming to the person who's actually living this life. But not only that, it's also for the individual, overwhelming for the individuals who is helping the person that is going through this. Some people say, well, I would rather die at home anyway versus than dying in the street. I can relate to that. Or versus spending thousands of dollars dying in the hospital. And so give me your perspective on that. Okay. Give me some messages. Chat in the inbox. Call me on the phone like many people have done. Okay. And if you don't have my phone number, well, you have to go back and watch some other videos. Okay. But yeah, what do you think? Is suicide wrong? And please, by all means, do not let any Roman Catholic believers get into this conversation, because they are just guilty of not suicide, but murder and rape. Okay. Murder and rape. So that Catholicism thing is about to be over with. Churches are coming down, archdioceses losing money, people being paid settlements by the Roman Catholic Church. Some of those settlements you don't even hear about. Now, just think about that. If you just get a glimpse of that which they're telling you, think about what they're not telling you. As in the words of Dick Gregory, if you think you know something, think about what you don't know. Okay? Think about what you don't know and what they're not telling you. There are many cases involving that church over there that people are crying for. Crying over a rape center. Crying over a sexual predator center, crying over the place that has indoctrinated people with falsehood for centuries. For centuries. That Gothic architecture building has murdered a lot of people, physically, mentally, and for them boys that's been raped in there, spiritually. So it should burn down. Now, knowing me, the way I think, yeah, it's done for insurance money. I'm sure they need it by now. Because if they don't need it, they will, because there is a lot of more lawsuits that's coming out against the Catholic Church. And as I stated, they were already in the news a couple of years ago for prostitution and a drug ring. Yeah. And they already running scams with your social security numbers and your birth certificates that they got on the stock market. Now, if you think I'm lying, do some research yourself. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Research, and you can see too for yourself that I am telling you the truth. Roman Catholic Church. Think about that. So, am I glad that the church is burning? Fuck yeah, I'm glad the church is burning. You know how many people they have murdered in that church? Like I said, spiritually, mentally, and physically with them boys? Are you serious? Think about all of the people who believe in Jesus and Jesus don't even exist. You see what I'm saying? And you can ask any Roman Catholic who believes in Jesus and that Pope garbage, ask them, where is the burial site of Jesus? Where's his tomb? They can't even show you that because it's not there. Just like with all of the other prophets, they are not there. However, they did have a statue of Moses in the Library of Congress, but I think they moved that to somewhere else overseas. And the reason that they had Moses there because Moses taught them a whole lot of things. But that's a whole nother conversation. But if it wasn't for Moses, they wouldn't know how to cook. They wouldn't know how to season their food or anything like that. Now, that is just real history. Don't get mad at me. Read for yourself. See for yourself. It's called research. But I'm not going to keep you all too long. I just wanted to drop you all off on that. And no, I don't feel bad about the church burning and, you know, this euthanasia thing. Give me your perspective. Some people that I know have already discussed with me that it's a great thing, especially if it's dealing with their parents. You know, they don't have to worry about them, you know, dying in the street or being, you know, falling to be a victim behind the wheel of a car or something. You never know how you're going to go or when you're going to go. But in this case, you know how you're going to go. At home. Now, I don't know what the insurance companies are going to do about this. So you have to think about that too. What are the insurance companies going to do, and what does that mean for your insurance policy? Because if I'm not mistaken, most insurance policies don't cover people who commit suicide. So you got to think about that. Now, if you don't have an insurance policy, well, it really don't matter. And it's really getting that way. It is really getting that way out here. It is really getting that bad out here. I know I'm not the only one who see it. There's millions of people besides myself who see it, but I'm speaking about it today. And I will be back in a couple of days with something that's going to surprise myself. Because I've been researching this next topic and I'm really surprised. Really surprised. And it's going to be in a 2-part series. And no, I will not tell you what it's about, but I will be bringing it forward to you or forth to you in a few days. Okay. So until then, I want you to be peaceful with yourself. I want you to continue to work on that physical activity that we discussed the other day. 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. That's all you need in a day. And remember to work different parts of your body every other day so you don't wear your muscles down. They have to rebuild themselves, okay? Even if you just do walk 2 miles. Something physical, something that will make you feel better physically. And when you feel better physically, you have the potential to feel better spiritually. Okay? If there's anything that I have said that you like, by all means, press the like and the subscribe button. By all means, tell your friends about it. Tell your families about the Mo Show, your neighbors about the Mo Show. And as always, I want to thank you all for encouraging me to do this and supporting me to do this, because if it wasn't for you, this would not be happening. So I thank you all for your views and your encouragement. And in closing, I want you to stay away from the popo. Don't drink and drive. Have some love, peace, and truth. Excuse me, respect for yourself. Okay? And with that, you all, I will see you all in a couple of days. And watch those playoffs, because I know you all are going to watch them. Okay? Peace.